morning. So we are studying the chapter that is of physical and chemical changes, right? So what all things we have studied in this chapter that is of physical and chemical changes? So the physical part, that is properties such as the shape, size, color and the state of the substance will change, and that are related to the physical change or the physical properties. If you see any change in the shape of the object, size, color and the state of the substance is changing, then it is related to the physical property or the physical change. Or we can say there is in such change, no new substance is formed. Okay. So, in a physical change, there is no or there is no formation of any new substance during the physical change. Then, what do you understand about the chemical change? Okay. So, whenever there is a chemical change or a chemical reaction, always there is a formation of a new substance and new compounds will take place. Right. So which all example you have studied? That is magnesium. Burning of a magnesium ribbon. So what happened after the burning of a magnesium ribbon? It will turns to ash. Okay. So magnesium oxide will form. Okay. And when this magnesium oxide is mixed with the water, what happened? Magnesium hydroxide will form. And what is the nature of this magnesium hydroxide? So it is a basic in nature. And how you are going to check the basic nature of the magnesium hydroxide? So we are going to check with the help of litmus paper. Your red litmus paper will turn blue. So that indicates it is basic in nature, right? In second example which you have studied in the chemical changes, that is a mixture or the solution of a copper sulfate. What happens? The copper sulfate was actually blue in color, right? But when we are putting some iron particles, like we are putting iron blade, when this iron blades reacts with the copper sulfate, it is forming iron sulfate solution, right? And that what is the color of the iron sulfate solution? That is green in color. And there is a deposition of a copper on the surface of this iron blade. Okay. So here the new compounds like your iron sulfate and the formation of copper, right? Then the third part what you have studied, or the third example what you have studied, that is when we are mixing vinegar and the baking soda, so there is a formation of a gas. Okay, a carbon dioxide gas is released after the reaction of the vinegar and baking soda. Okay, and this carbon dioxide will makes the lime water milky. Okay, when we are passing the carbon dioxide which is released when vinegar and baking soda are reacting, so carbon dioxide is released and this carbon dioxide is transferred or released into the lime water. You can see the figure 6.5. The setup you can see. Two test tube we have, and this vinegar and baking soda. After reaction, carbon dioxide is traveling to another test tube that has the lime water, right? So when you are passing the carbon dioxide through the lime water, it is turning milky. Okay, so your lime water will turns milky. So here we can see carbon dioxide is reacting with the lime water, and there is a formation of two new compounds like your calcium carbonate CaCO3, and there is a formation of a water H2O. You must know the chemical name and the general name of the compounds or the substance, right? Then, so what do you mean by the, or what you have understand about the chemical changes? So whenever there is a chemical change, always there is a formation of a new substance, right? Then, apart from the formation of a new substance, there is always release of some of the heat. Okay, so heat can be released during the chemical reaction, or you may have observed any kind of a sound is produced during the chemical reaction. Then, change in the smell. You can realize the smell is producing during the chemical reaction, right? Then you can see the change in the color of the substance, like we have studied the copper sulfate was blue but it is turning green after chemical reaction, right? Then, and you may also see there is a production of a gas, okay, like your vinegar when reacting with the baking soda, it was producing carbon dioxide gas, right? So apart from the formation of a new substance, always there is uh, changes you can see related to heat formation, sound production, smell can be smell change in the smell, then color change, and there is a formation of a gas, right? The examples related to your chemical change in your daily life, what all things they have given, the spoiling of a food, okay, your food gets spoiled when you kept for a longer time in the atmosphere, okay, in the air, so it gets spoiled. And when you cut a piece of an apple or a brinjal and you are going to give that slice of a apple or a brinjal there, like directly, after sometimes it also turn brownish, right? So that all things are the chemical changes, right? Then what you have studied about the ozone? So in the previous class, what you have studied? We have the earth and there is a protective layer, what we called as a ozone. Okay. So the formula is O3. Okay. So ozone has the three oxygen atoms, O3, and it is your earth, it is your ozone layer, right? And here is your sun. So the sun is passing harmful rays. Okay. So that the rays which are harmful for us is your UV rays. Okay. So direct rays of these, or the direct rays of the sunlight is harmful. Okay, direct heating of earth will take place. What happen? The temperature will rise. Okay, and you cannot bear that hotness or the temperature. For this, we have the protective covering, that is your ozone. Okay, so this ozone layer will protect us from the sun, or we are going to protect, or we are protected by the ultraviolet rays of the sun through the ozone layer, right? So that's why it is a protective shield. Then what you have studied about the rusting of a iron, right? Rusting of the iron. The process of rusting can be represented by the following equation, right? Whenever there is a rusting of iron, what all things are reacting? Iron with oxygen and iron, oxygen, water. Okay, for rusting of a iron, these two substances are necessary or used. So they are the main reason for the rusting of a iron. Which are those? Oxygen and the water. Oxygen is present in the air, right? Water, moisture. So when your iron come in contact with the oxygen and moisture, so you have the rust. We can say rusting of iron will take place. Okay, that is rusting of your irons. Iron when reacts with the oxygen Along with the water, it forms the rusting or rusting of iron takes place. Have you seen the rusting of iron? That is, there is a formation of a brownish coating on the surface of the iron. Then what you have understood about the galvanization? Okay, in the process of galvanization, layer of a zinc on the iron. So we have the by taking the iron nail, right? And this on this surface of the iron, we have the zinc metal. Okay, a coating has been done by which metal? Zinc. Okay, zinc on iron. So that is your process of galvanization, right? So how you are going to protect your iron from rusting? Okay, we are going to protect the iron from rusting through paints. Okay, so we are protect our iron's material with the help of paints and grease, right? So the example they have given, that is your ships. Okay, what are ships? So these are the vehicles of your water bodies, right? And these ships, as we know, these vehicles are made from the iron materials, right? So when this iron come in contact with the salt water, they will definitely get rusted. Okay, so they are definitely get rusted. How they are going to prevent? So what happens? They will either paint the things or grease the things, or they airly change the parts of the ship, right? And one more thing they have written, like your stainless steel. So have you heard about the stainless steel? So these steels are made by mixing of iron, carbon, then other metals like chromium, nickel and magnesium. So mixture of metals have been taken to get the stainless steel. Okay. Then the last part of this chapter is your crystallization. So these all things we have covered in the previous class. The last part is left, that is about the crystallization, or what you have understand about the crystallization. In class 6 you have learned that salt can be obtained by the evaporation. Okay. In previous class you have studied, when we take or we are getting the salt, okay, salt with the process of evaporation. Okay, salt, if there is a salty water or the sea water, it will get evaporated. Okay, so the water content from the salt water will evaporate and there is a leftover salt will be present. Okay, salt will be left and the water will get evaporated. Okay, that your process of evaporation, we are getting the salt from the sea water. The salt obtained this manner is not pure. Okay, so as which we are obtaining the salt from the sea water is actually is not in a pure condition or pure form, right? So the crystallization process, we get the pure form of a substance, right? However, large crystal of a pure substance can be formed from their solution. The process is called crystallization. It is an example of your physical change. Okay. So, large crystal of a pure substance can be formed from their solution. So, crystal-like structures. Have you seen the sugar? How is the structures or how is the appearance? Crystal. Okay, so your sugars are crystalline structures, or they have the shiny surface, right? When you take the sugar, they of course they have the shiny surface, or they look like a crystal, shiny substance, right? So crystals are the shiny structures. Okay. Now, for this what activity we have to do? The activity 6.9. What are things they are taking? Taking a cup full of water in a beaker. Okay. Then Add a few drops of dilute sulfuric acid. Okay, a cup of water, and we are taking few drops of dilute sulfuric acid. Heat the water. When it starts boiling, add copper sulfate powder. Slowly, while stirring continuously, continue adding copper sulfate powder till no more powder can be dissolved. Okay, we have to prepare saturated solution by adding the copper sulfate solution to the water and some drops of sulfuric acid. Then continue the stirring. Then no more powders can be dissolved. Filter the solution. Allow it to cool. Do not disturb the solution when it is cooling. Look at the solution. After some time, can you see the crystal of copper sulfate? If not, wait for some more time. You have learnt about the physical and chemical changes. Try to identify changes that you have observed around you as a physical and chemical change. Right. So what you have seen in the crystallization process, we are taking a beaker, right? In that beaker, water. Okay. So we are taking water and copper sulfate. So we are taking copper sulfate and dilute sulfuric acid. So sulfuric acid we have mixed. Okay. So we are going to mix the copper sulfate until no more copper sulfate will dissolve, and we have to boil this. Okay. Heat this water. When it start boiling, when your water start boiling, try to add copper sulfate. Then what happened? You have to kept aside for cooling. After cooling, you can see the crystals. Okay, shiny structures you can see of your copper. Okay, copper sulfate crystals you can see. Okay, crystals means shiny structures like your sugar. Okay, so crystals of copper sulfate you can see after the reaction. So large crystal of pure substance can be formed from this solution. Okay, so we are producing crystals of a copper from the solution of copper sulfate, right? You have learned, so in today, the whole chapter, as you understood what all things we have studied and what all the keywords they have written: chemical change, chemical reaction, crystallization, galvanization, physical change, and finally the rusting, right? Then the summary of the chapter, what all things? Change can be of two types. Okay, physical change, chemical change. Physical changes are the changes in the physical properties of a substance. No new substance is formed in these changes. These changes can be reversible. In a chemical change, always there is a formation of a new substance is formed. Some substance can be obtained in a pure state from their solution by crystallization. Okay, some substance can be obtained in pure state. So the crystals which are forming are in the pure form. Okay, so they are in pure state. So to form or to get the crystal, we are doing the process of crystallization, that is, so pure form of substance can be obtained through the process of crystallization, right? The example like your salt, which is not a pure, but through the process of crystallization we can get the pure form of a substance through the crystallization process, right? So in the next class we are going to solve exercise question of this chapter. Okay. Today's class was about your crystallization, rusting of iron, right? What all things we have studied? So, physical and chemical change. The whole chapter is related to your physical reaction or the physical changes, whereas in chemical changes we have seen lot many chemical reactions are taking place in the substance, right? So, physical changes, chemical changes, right? With chemical changes, 3-4 examples we have studied: magnesium, copper sulfate reaction, then reaction of vinegar, baking soda, then rusting of a iron. Okay, so galvanization is the process where we are providing the layer of a zinc on the surface of the surface of the iron, right? To in order to protect the iron from the rusting. Okay, and we also try to protect different iron materials with the help of grease and providing paints on the surface of the metal. And nowadays we are in market, we have the stainless steel. Okay, those steel which cannot get rusted or damaged easily. So those stainless steels are made by mixing iron with the carbon and a metals, and some metals like chromium, nickel and magnesiums we are going to use, so that they also not get rusted easily in the presence of moisture air, right? So with the help of crystallization we always get the pure form of a substance. So in this pure form of copper sulfate we are getting to the copper sulfate solution. Okay, the definition is some substance can be obtained in pure state from their solution. So their solution means, example is your copper. We are getting copper sulfates pure crystal through the solution of copper sulfate solution by the process of crystallization, right? So once again go through the chapter so that you can easily understand what is physical chemical changes. Try to understand each and every part of your chemical reaction and you will easily understand the whole chapter, right? So in next class we are going to discuss about the exercise question. Okay, thank you.